Thank you. Good morning, everyone. This is the Growth, Infrastructure and Waste Committee, the second one for 2024, and it's the 22nd of February 2025. Did I say 2024? Oh, 2024. Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. That's what you're a good deputy. That's right. So it's the 22nd of February 2024, and I'll call for attendance. And in attendance, we have all the councillors except for Councillor Johnnick and Councillor Tully, and they are asking to be included via audio link. I'll just read what that is. That in accordance, so I'll move that in accordance with section 254K of the Local Government Regulations 2012 and 8.6.2 of Council Meetings Procedures Policies, that councillors Nicole Johnnick and Paul Tully be permitted to participate in the meeting via audio link. Do I have a seconder for that? Thank you, Councillor Fichtner. I'll put that to the vote. Those in favour? It's unanimous in the room. Can I just double check, Nicole, that you're on?
I am. Thanks, Mayor.
Sorry. Can I check, Councillor Tully, that you're on?
Yeah, hearing you loud and clear.
Fantastic. So I have no apologies. We'll now move on to acknowledgement of country. Ipswich City Council respectfully acknowledges the traditional owners as custodians of the land and waters we share. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging as the keepers of the traditions, customs, cultures and stories of proud people. We now move on to any declarations of interest in matters on the agenda. There being none, move on to business outstanding, and there is none. Move on to matters to be resolved under delegation, and there is none. So we now move on to confirmation of minutes, which is item 1. I will move that the minutes of the Growth, Infrastructure and Waste Committee held on the 1st of February 2024 be confirmed. Do I have a seconder for that? Oh, sorry, Councillor Kunzman. Thank you. Any errors, omissions, corrections? Thank you. I'll put the matters to the vote. Those in favour? Okay, it's unanimous in the chamber. Councillor Tully, how do you vote?
I agree.
Thank you. Councillor Johnnick?
Agree.
Thank you. It's unanimous and carried. We now move on to item 2, which is the a PDA offset request for council committee approval. And this report is looking at the provision to offset $12.74 million be approved in the Ripley Valley PDA area. Does anyone have any questions of the relevant council officers on this? No, in that case, I will move both recommendation A and B. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Doyle. I'll move into discussion as the mover. I'd just like to say it's always pleasing to see trunk infrastructure being delivered for Ipswich residents with the construction of Barham's Road, but the roads down there in South Ripley and Cumnor Road, White Rock. This $12.7 million offset has been endorsed by Economic Development Queensland for infrastructure works including trunk, transport and water. Ripley is the fastest growing suburb in the fastest growing city in Queensland. We saw almost 600 residents move to Ripley in the last quarter and 195 new dwellings built. So in order for our newer suburbs to reach their full potential, we must continue to advocate for both additional trunk infrastructure from the state government as well as improved public transport in that area. I'll hand over to other councillors that wish like to. I think Councillor Manson, you were going to say.
I just wanted to clarify for everyone that they're now called Lucas Drive and Sandstone Boulevard.
Thank you.
So for anybody getting confused, they've been renamed recently. We're at the opening of Lucas Drive this morning, which is this section of road. So that connects Providence up to White Rock to the west. People can access that now via the White Rock exit on the Centenary Highway. Then obviously Sandstone Boulevard is the main road from the highway down to White Rock and has been for some time. But they were called Barham's Road and Cumnor Road when this agreement was started.
Thank you. And Councillor Island.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have some concerns that we're approving so much, so close to the election. I think that either the CEO should approve this or we hold it over. That's my opinion anyway.
I'll just check with the CEO on what the delegations are for an offset during caretaker.
Thank you, Chair. So this is actually not expending money, so it actually isn't council money being expended. This investment has already been made by the developer, and it's really effectively processing a claim that's already been approved by EDQ within the Queensland Government. So there is in fact no delegation per se in the legislation for this. We do align to the financial delegations, and just in the interests of full transparency, as the report indicates, that's why we're bringing it forward here to this public meeting.
Thank you. Myself, Councillor Mads and Councillor Owen were at Lucas Road this morning about 7:15 to see the opening of this road, and it'll officially open at 2 p.m. this afternoon for those who wish to drive on it the first time. But it's great to see South Ripley Providence connect up to White Rock there. It's going to be, I think, a really well-used road. What was really lovely to see from the developer Stockland was the fact that it's a 4-lane highway with traffic lights. So usually in those conditions you often just get the 2 lanes, but to see a 4-lane there is fantastic. And one of the areas there, one of the quadrants there, just off Olympus Drive there, is they'll be building 600 homes in there. Is the first tranche of homes that will be built in there. So it's really great to see. Any other discussion? I'll put the matter to the vote. Those in favour, please raise your hand. So in the chamber, it's unanimous except for Councillor Ireland. I'll just check. Councillor Johnny, how would you like to vote?
I agree.
Okay. Councillor Tully?
I agree.
Thank you. Those against? And Councillor Ireland's abstained. Could you just put your microphone on when you...
And I abstain.
Thank you, Councillor Ireland, and Councillor Ireland's abstained. Thank you, so it's carried. We'll now move on to item 3, which is the Asset and Infrastructure Services Department Capital Delivery Report for December 2023. Does anyone have any questions for the Relevant Council Officer on this matter? No? In that case, I will move that the report on the capital delivery by the Asset and Infrastructure Services Department be received and the contents noted. Do I have a seconder for that? Thank you, Deputy Mayor. In discussion, it's great to see that stage 1 of the Springfield Parkway and the Springfield Greenbank Arterial is almost at practical completion. Stage 2 has reached completion for the design phase, and work is being completed in the early hours to accelerate the project. Stage 3 does include reconfiguration on QR's Eastern Car Park, which is scheduled to open late March, early April. I also see that the new carpet has been laid at the Civic Centre, and it's really great to see. It looks really fantastic. And myself and Councillor Fenton and Councillor were out at the Wiley Street BMX upgrade there. It's great to see the canteen as well as the change rooms and the storage areas are looking really great over there as well. I'll open up for further discussion. Nope. I'll put the matter to the vote. Those in favour, please raise your hand. It's unanimous in the chamber. Councillor Tully, how do you vote?
I agree.
Thank you. Councillor Johnnick?
I agree.
Thank you. It's unanimous and carried. Item 4 was the Planning and Environment Court Action Status Report. I have some questions I'd like to ask. Thank you.
Good morning, Brett Davey, General Manager, Planning and Regulatory Services.
Thank you. I'm asking about a matter which may not be asked, but also the Cleanaway was meant to be at court this week and it was deferred again. Do you have any updates that you're able to provide residents?
No, unfortunately. However, it's not unusual for court matters to be delayed and rescheduled, particularly at this time of the year where there's a lot of court activity towards the tail end of the year and the courts generally slow down mid-December. And then, of course, there's a big flurry of activity through January and February.
Okay. May I ask about the item here for New Grow, Ipswich versus Ipswich City Council on the register 203?
Yep.
Would you be able to give an update on that?
Yes, so the status update in the report is without prejudice discussions ongoing, which is essentially an ongoing conversation between ourselves, New Grow, and the courts about the matters that are subject to the appeal. At some point, we will be getting to orders, and that will get to the meat of what we're talking about in the appeal, the orders will direct the future conduct. So without prejudice, we'll continue until we get to a phase of orders. Unfortunately, that's probably all I can share for now, but happy to disclose further if you wanted to do closed session.
Thank you. What about the matter with the Ipswich City Council was Newgrow, which is under 209 of the register?
Yep. So both of those appeals are essentially on the same pathway. So we've got a order on that matter 209 to have further action on the appeal because the courts wanted to bring it along faster, and so did we. So we're trying to balance the overall appeal, which is the previous matter, on the actual land use and the changes to land use, with us focusing on Newgrow complying with their current approvals. Okay,
thank you. May I ask about Cheap Stay versus Ipswich City Council, which is that caravan park, I guess, that was refused by council due to flood, registered number 201?
Yes.
Where is that at the moment?
Yep, so that's also in essentially mediation without prejudice, and in that case, we're focusing quite a bit of energy on joint experts. So that's planning experts and experts in flooding to collectively look at the issues. The general court process for expert reports is that the parties appoint experts. Those experts review the files and then essentially conclave. In the conclave, the experts will identify the things that they agree with and the things that they disagree with. Those will then be subject to further without prejudice conversations between the parties. If there is no resolution of those matters, that will then progress to a trial. I can't foreshadow which way it will go at this point in time.
Thank you. Are there any other questions of Mr. Davey? No, thank you, Mr. Davey.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll move that the Planning Environment Court Action Status Report be received and the contents noted. Do I have a seconder for that? Thank you, Councillor Kunzelman. Any discussion? Put the matter to the vote. Those in favour? Thank you. It's unanimous in the chamber. Councillor Johnnick, how do you vote?
I agree.
Thank you. Councillor Tully?
Agreed.
Thank you. It's unanimous and carried. We now move on to item 5, which is the exercise of delegation report. Does anyone have any questions of the relevant council officers on this? No? In that case, I'll move that the exercise delegation report for the period 23rd of January 2024 to the 13th of February 2024 be received and the contents noted. Do I have a seconder for that? Thank you, Councillor Doyle. Any discussion? I'll put the matter to the vote. Those in favour, please raise your hand. It's unanimous in the chamber. Councillor Johnnick, how do you vote?
Agree.
Thank you. Councillor Tully?
I agree.
Thank you very much. I have nil notices of motion, no matters arising. So I'll close this meeting at 10:13. I guess the next one's in, I'll just check with you, Councillor Madsen, with the governance transfer, in 10 minutes. So in 10:23. Thank you very much.